Hip Hop Zone Radio, this is your man, Bless the Party Sparker was hood. You know what it is, y'all. Wealth Wednesdays, right here on Power357radio.com. Yes. It's another day to make that money. Get the money, man. Big shout out to my man Dapper. You know what I'm saying, out there in New Orleans. My man UP made that track. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody on Zoom with us. What's going on, y'all? We got mad people on here on Face Mute. What's going on with that? We can't have that, man. I like to see face.
Peace.
What up, Big Dice?
What's happening, family?
What's up?
What up?
What's good, bro, Pete?
What's up? I'm just here.
Big shout out to Lucky Goggins. What up, homie?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Lucky, what the business is?
Oh, we gonna go into what the business is.
Yeah. No, Lucky know what the move is. Oh,
all day. Big shout out to Nala. What up, Nala?
What's going on, Bless?
Good to have you on.
Good
Of
to
course.
be here.
Diverse. What up, homie?
Always front and center. Let's do it.
big shout out to my homie Diverse. What's happening with your family?
What's going on, Big Dice? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm glad to be here, brother. How you?
Chilling.
That's what's up. Drink to that.
It's gonna be one of
Say
them
that like
nights.
he's enjoying it.
Yeah, I am.
Of course. Yo, big shout out to my man Quest, Jay Quest. What up, dog?
What it do, man?
Good to see you on. And of course, just so all y'all know, this track right here, this is presented by my man Quest. So we gotta rock it for you know what I'm saying? We gotta rock it. All the MCs out there, if you're looking for music, you know what I'm saying? Quest,
Always.
Quest.
Good looking out.
You know what it is, man. But this is, I was about to say, no, man, I'm ready for it. I'm sorry, I'm ready. I'm always ready for Monday. But
I
this
was
is
just
Wealth
thinking that.
Wednesday. This is Wealth Wednesday, y'all. And we're gonna have our discussion. I got a question for y'all today. You know what I mean? And it's really a statement, but I wanted to know how y'all, what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking a couple of weeks ago and we brought up, things that we're doing as far as business, in life, all of that good stuff. And it was, of course, Bruh Pete. Shout out to Bruh Pete, talking about the generation coming up after you. You know what I mean? Which is definitely important, set an example for that generation. Question is, or the statement is, we brought up the point, you never know who's watching you. You know what I mean? So what is that next generation getting from you, from what you're doing? Or are they getting anything?
They make their own rules nowadays. You know that, right?
No, it's not that they make their own rules. They realize that nobody really follows the rules, so they just do what they want.
Exactly. And that's this is the generation that doesn't face consequences. So it's a good question.
Let me ask you, so is it the generation, they don't listen to nobody, they don't follow rules, or is it our generation basically sunning them? And by that, I mean, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. This is how we used to do it. This is how we do it. You always I'm an old school hip hop hater. So just so y'all know, I'm that dude that's like, oh, y'all suck. All this stuff now sucks. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't just apply to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That goes on in business. That goes on in life. You know what I mean? So it's like you got young cats that's looking to do something. They actually watching you. You know what I'm saying? To see how you did it. And then they change it up. Are we giving them that credit? And you know what I mean? Are we allowing them to take that and go further with it?
One thing that... Oh, go ahead.
We're not teaching them. And then we blame them for not learning.
The other side of the coin, though, is you remember, when we were growing up, hip hop, didn't even have a spot at the award shows. Now hip hop rules the entire universe. It sets culture trends. It sets everything. And maybe if you look at it from the other side too, is that the world is a changed place from when we were coming up. And it's a lot. We faced a lot of consequences that are different than what they face now. I mean, you have a lot more freedom, and people are held accountable now. Like you said, who's watching you?
Mm.
I mean, anybody can watch you. I mean, it takes 1 second to pull out a cell phone, 3 seconds for it to follow you for the rest of your life. And I mean, it's this generation, people definitely get held accountable. And it's different times, man. It's different rules, like he said earlier.
So are we doing everything we need to do in order for the younger cast that's coming up to really
One word, no.
Okay, that's one word. Now
Let me jump on this one.
go ahead.
It's gonna be me and Bro Pete tonight, I guess.
All right. I feel I'm not talking in like definitives though. All right. So let's be clear with that. But y'all ever hear that saying, strong people make good times?
The times
Good
make
times.
weak people.
Weak people make bad times make strong people, and the cycle continues.
Mm. I actually
Yeah.
never heard that, but that's dope. Why don't you repeat that for me? Because I ain't never heard that joint.
Yeah, repeat that.
All right. Strong people make good times. Good times make weak people. Weak people make hard times. Hard times make strong people. And then the cycle continues.
Okay.
I love that. I've heard the end
Yeah,
of
I
that.
absolutely love that.
You're dealing
love
with we were the strong people that made these good times right now.
Mm-hmm.
The generation is just it's the lost generation. They lost. They
So
lost.
let me say this real quick about that. All right, so I forgot what I was watching, but it was basically a cat, you know what I'm saying, hip hop cat, you know what I mean, and he was talking about how he came up, you know what I mean, and he was talking about, he came up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, streets, all of that, doing his thing, and now he's wealthy, and he kind of looks, he was talking about his kids, and it's like, he's talking about his kids, and it's like, yeah, my kids are a little soft. You kind of want them to have that not hood, but that street sense. But then he's like, they're watching me, so I'm not living that life no more. And he's like, okay, they're doing other things that I didn't have to do. So in saying,
I hear you, but
should I hold them back as
do
you know what I mean? Go ahead.
But look, I think that's a dilemma, right? Because honestly, this could piss people off. But do you think the wealthy and the white or the wealthy or whatever, they don't even necessarily got to be white, but do you think the wealthy worry about if their kids is hood smart?
Because their
So
kids don't operate in that arena.
Yeah. So why is that even an issue? I don't understand.
Well, we have two different histories. We can't, in that aspect, I don't think we can compare, because we're talking about a demographic that has old money. Certain members have, estates that have been around for centuries. So I don't know, that's a whole different, you could really get into that.
That's true. If your great granddad was wealthy, you know what I'm saying, your daddy ain't looking at you to be hood, because he wasn't hood either. You know what I'm
but
saying?
look,
he's not questioning. He's not questioning. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, okay, you talking extreme, but you take the average white person that's middle class, who ain't wealthy like that. They just middle class. They don't have generational wealth. They have some money. Now we could get into the whole, what builds wealth and the factor like that. But a average middle class white person still don't care if their child is street smart or not. That's the last thing they worried about. But it seems like us as black people, 9 times out of 10, that's like one of the top 5 things we worried about. And then they wonder why we stuck in a cipher.
Woo!
He just said what I wanted to say in a different way. Why do we concentrate on being hood? What is it about that?
Because black people believe that there's credibility in being hood, when it's actually the opposite.
I thought it was credibility in having character.
Well,
That's two different generations right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be hood to have character.
That's what they led to believe. So that's what they believe.
I mean, the one thing that's not around anymore is loyalty. Nobody has loyalty to anybody, and you know that's
character.
that's
That falls
character
under
exactly.
character.
And you know, character is the way that at the end of the day, my word. If I give you my word, I'm going to follow through on it. I try to. I try to tell my kids, be good humans. Like, you know, if you, this world has got enough hate in it now, but there's definitely a generational gap, and it's almost like a conflict between older and younger right now. I mean, it's different times though. I mean, there's no consequences now for a lot of things.
If I can push back on what something Diverse said earlier, I wanted to jump in. He said this generation is lost. I don't believe that. This is what I truly believe. I believe our generation was raised that believed that life was going to be a certain way. And what happened is, as we grew up, life shifted, right? We went from being, you know, character is what mattered until we transitioned in what's known as a fake it until you make it society. That's what we're living in now. That's the reason why character doesn't matter. That's the reason why your word. That's the reason why your word is in your bond. Because
that's awesome.
Who did we get that from? Because it's like I hear it all the time. Like, you know, I have a good range of clientele and people I network with every day. From those in their 80s and 70s, people who served, people who survived Agent Orange cancer, people who grew up in the hood, people who are like, you know, 40s and stuff, you know, No Limit Soldiers, G Unit, Project Pat, all these different things and influences, pop culture influences of these. No, they're not our representatives, but they did influence our culture. And so a lot of those themes that came out from the 80s and the 90s influenced that generation, which influenced the early 2000 generation. And it's just like the quote, you know, said. But that's not just with, you know, and I'm talking just in, you know, the people of color community and everything like that. But it's like that we know from history that always happens. The fact that Diverse was able to, you know, mention a philosophy, a saying that's been holding true since probably before the Roman times. You know what I mean? Like that's one conflict and one storytelling device that it stays true no matter what the movie is, what the TV show is, what the book is, what the author is, whether it's real life, nonfiction, fiction. You have good times and times of prosperity and peace, and it creates a certain type of breed of generation. And it's not to say that there may not be as Genghis Khan savage ripping stuff apart, but they improve in other ways. You know what I mean? And they improve society in other ways. But if you don't have a good balance of mental strength, mental fortitude, physical strength, physical fortitude, healthier resources or access to resources, something's going to go lacking. But then everybody want to blame the previous generation, or the previous generation wants to blame the new generation, when the new generation wouldn't be fucking born if the previous generation didn't do what they did.
Whoa, hold up, son. Nah, I'm fucking with you. But nah,
That doesn't explain the sense of his title.
I know. Well,
hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead now.
I actually think that a big portion of it is social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that social media is kind of, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but in a way, eroding the fabric of society as we've known it before. I don't think that any generation has ever had as much exposure to, you know, just so many things at once as this generation. And because of that, you know, the essence of social media is companies making money off of, you know, us looking at ads, that kind of thing. So if you think about it, the very meaning of our communication with one another as a generation is through some sneaky third party in the means of deception. So it's like, I mean, if you think about it, deception and disloyalty and that kind of thing, that's kind of what this generation has been brought up on, in essence, not necessarily directly in our face.
Let me add on.
Hold on. Let me say one thing real quick, because that I feel you with that, and a lot of people have said that that's a big theme right now. Social media is the devil, but you know what I mean. social media is just a form of, you know, it's a tool. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
tool.
Just
I
It's
like-
disagree. It is
amoral.
not a
at
tool.
one
Nah,
It's not
nah,
a tool.
nah. You wrong. You wrong.
Whoa.
It's not a
Don't
tool.
go spew. Don't go spewing false
I'm with Bless
falsities
on that.
across like that.
I'm with
Can a
Bless with
brother,
that.
can
Like,
a brother
yup,
get his
I'm with
word
Bless.
off?
You guys, if y'all see
No.
social
Hold
media
on,
as that,
hold on.
Hey, can we
Hey,
mute the host real quick?
I'm
so
gonna
we
tell
can
you,
argue?
I'll
No.
mute everybody here. But nah, so what I'm saying is this: the reason why I say that is because you've heard the same arguments over the years. You know what I'm saying? I've heard it several times with radio, TV, you know what I'm saying? Just the internet, you know, the internet when it first started, it's like, oh, you know, you're taking too much time, or it's, you know, it's doing something to you. Let's say it like that. It's doing something to you. Social media is just another form of, it's another medium, it's another, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's really in how people are using it.
Let me run this for you. Let me
Can
run
I-
this for
oh,
you to
go ahead.
tie 2 points that was made at a very valid points in. So the brother, I believe Luck made the point where he was talking about when you look at the generation from the 80s and 90s is when you talk about, like, you know, the hip hop people, the G units, to this, to that, you know what I'm saying? That's what influenced this generation, and that's why they think the way they think, right? But take a step deeper into the mud and realize the machine that runs the industry was only allowing that to be heard. Let's understand that,
Okay.
right? Because all of the you know, they shifted what was pushed. So you lost all of the KRS ones, and not that, you know, KRS-One is still KRS-One, but you lost that ideology of self-improvement, Black Power. Where did X-Clan go? You know what I'm saying? Where did the groups like that, Poor Righteous Teachers, they all got lost in the wind when the machine started pushing the bullshit to flood the masses' minds. Now you step into the social media aspect, right? She's right. It degrades us, but here's what social media does. Every generation before us, always, it was like a dream to get your 15 minutes of fame, right? That was like a dream for people. Yo, if I could just make it, get my 15 minutes of fame. What social media does is it whittles it down to this microwave mentality, and now you get your 5 minutes of fame and you happy for it. But just like if you take the difference between Coke and crack keep coming back because it's $5 a hit, it's gonna be the same. It's the same thing with social media. It got them addicted to that 5-minute hit.
Real quick, I love the point. You know what we got to do? We got to run some music, man. It's a break real quick. It's your man, Bless the Party Sparker. And you know what it is. It's Wealth Wednesdays right here on Power357radio.com. We moving your music around the globe and across the fader, y'all. Keep it locked.